The Sheikah, also known as the Shadow Folk, are a race of humans in the Legend of Zelda series. They are a mysterious and secretive tribe with pointed ears, red eyes, and shadowy magic abilities. They are the chosen guardians of the goddess Hylia, and were sent to be the protectors and guides of the descendants of her mortal incarnation, the royal family of Hyrule. A ninja-like warrior race, they are known to excel in mobility, jumping, and specialise in hand-to-hand combat, making them capable of holding their ground against other proficient fighters like Link or the Gerudo. In addition, they have enhanced their technical capabilities with a variety of research and create tools unique to their tribe. They are also the founders of Kakariko Village, which would become one of the main settlements of Hyrule. While the Sheikah technically debuted in the original The Legend of Zelda and have been prominently mentioned during the events of Ocarina of Time, Twilight Princess, and Skyward Sword, the Sheikah as a race have only appeared in Breath of the Wild. Previously, Impa was the only confirmed member in earlier games. While much about the tribe and their history is shrouded in mystery, one recurring reminder of their connections to various times, places, and objects is their symbol, an eye with 3 pointed lashes atop and a teardrop. This symbol can be found on various objects around Hyrule, such as on Gossip Stones and Sheikah Stones, the Lens of Truth, the Mask of Truth, Howling Stones, and the entrance to the Shadow Temple, among many others. The Sheikah are a humanoid race, bearing great resemblance to Hylians in both appearance and magical capacity. The Sheikah are indeed a subrace of Hylian. As the Sheikah have scarcely appeared, with Impa being the only member to appear across multiple games, very little can be known about their shared traits. The Sheikah, however, are known for their distinctive red eyes and pointed ears, the latter of which they share with the Hylians. All Sheikah in Breath of the Wild have white or greyish hair, but other hair colours have been seen with Impa in other games, such as purple in A Link Between Worlds and blonde in Skyward Sword. The Sheikah were originally chosen by the goddess Hylia to serve as guardians and have been highly devoted to the royal family of Hyrule, her reincarnation's descendants, since the inception of the tribe. Various incarnations of Princess Zelda are often protected by different Sheikah women who share the name of Impa. Often, Impa is shown to be very protective and concerned for the safety of the princess. Several examples of this include Impa's steadfast shielding and protection of Hylia, reborn as the mortal Zelda in Skyward Sword, persuading the princess to return to Hyrule Castle for her own safety in Oracle of Seasons and Oracle of Ages, and protecting her from the clutches of Ganondorf in Ocarina of Time. The Sheikah have their own writing script featured in Breath of the Wild, referred to as the Sheikah language. This writing is extensively featured on the architecture of the ancient shrines, Sheikah towers, as well as in the Sheikah slate. The existence of the Sheikah is often kept a secret to those without connection to the royal family, as they work best as covert agents for Hyrule. The Sheikah are staunchly loyal, fulfilling any task without question or concern. Sheikah numbers begin to dwindle in times of peace. Some Sheikah are known to be taller than an average Hylian. For example, Impa in Ocarina of Time stands a bit higher than Link as an adult. However, this is not always the case, as Sheik in comparison is slightly shorter than the hero. Sheikah live longer than Hylians, with Impa, Pura and Robbie, all being in their 120s in Breath of the Wild. Though, as Robbie and Impa are very visibly aged, their lifespan seems to be longer than Hylians by only a few decades. Impa in Skyward Sword and the monks in Breath of the Wild have lived for thousands of years, but seem to be sustained by magic as they fade away into light when their duty is completed. The eye symbol is the insignia of the Sheikah tribe and has reappeared constantly throughout the series, even in games that do not feature the Sheikah themselves. The official Sheikah eye made its first true appearance in Ocarina of Time, where it was prominently displayed as the representative symbol of the Sheikah, as worn by Impa and Sheik. The symbol is also featured on the front door of the Shadow Temple, which, in conjunction with Impa's status as the Sage of Shadow, hints at the Sheikah's connection to the temple. The symbol has subsequently appeared in numerous other games since its inception, though often in stylized variations derived from the original. The symbol reappears in Twilight Princess, with its original shape in several places, such as on the Howling Stones and the back of Princess Zelda's robes. The open eye on the Sheikah symbol represents the search for truth. The teardrop represents how the Sheikah live in the shadow of the royal family and will go to any lengths to achieve a goal. The crest is said to ward off evil, and it is customary for Sheikah to tattoo it on their skin to honour their ancestors. In more than one instance throughout the series, there have been legends passed down by the Sheikah tribe that have been discussed in different games, ranging from Ocarina of Time to Twilight Princess. Two of these legends are featured in Ocarina of Time, one featuring the prophecy of the Hero of Time and his quest to find the sages that dwell in the 5 temples scattered across Hyrule, and the other being a previously unknown legend of the Triforce and the Sacred Realm that explained what became of both after Ganondorf penetrated the Sacred Realm's defences. The third legend of the Sheikah tribe is featured in Twilight Princess, speaking of a race of sky beings known as the Yucca, and telling of their civilization and the role they play in Hyrule's history. All of these legends indeed became true in the game's events. Ocarina of Time implies that the Sheikah were nearly wiped out defending the royal family of Hyrule during the Hyrulean Civil War. The primary member of the tribe featured in the game is Impa, the tall athletic female attendant and guardian of Princess Zelda. Impa is awakened as the game's Sage of Shadow after Link, the Hero of Time, defeats Bongo Bongo in the Shadow Temple late into his adult quest. Likewise, Sheikah, who is actually Princess Zelda disguised as a male Sheikah, is also featured. Sheikah himself assists Link during his adult years in locating each of the 5 temples located throughout Hyrule as a guidance, similar to Navi and Kaipora Gabora, who is Rauru, the Sage of Light, as a huge owl. Sheikah actively tracks the hero as he travels from dungeon to dungeon, teaching him warp songs on a lyre, and pauses infrequently to inform Link of the magnitude of his trials ahead. Sheikah also shares 2 legends passed down by the Sheikah during their first and last meeting. Though revealed to be Princess Zelda in disguise at the finale of the game, Sheikah displays the traditional Sheikah red eyes, characteristic to the tribe, and even performs the technique of vanishing out of sight by throwing a Deku Nut to the ground like Impa does. Kakariko Village was once a Sheikah settlement before Impa, who was born and raised there, opened it to the poor folk of Hyrule. The graveyard behind the village is the final resting place of the Sheikah and the location of the Shadow Temple. The Shadow Temple was historically a place used by the Sheikah to interrogate or otherwise harm enemies of the royal family of Hyrule. Because of the dark stain on Hyrule's history that it represents, it is taboo for the royal family to speak of the Shadow Temple. As the game progresses, Link is given the opportunity to acquire a Sheikah relic, the Mask of Truth, a creation of the tribe that allows communication with gossip stones scattered about Hyrule. Each of these stones bear the Sheikah eye symbol and can whisper secrets to one possessing this mask. Another artifact, the Lens of Truth, which allows users to see invisible objects at the cost of magic power, is implied to be Sheikah in origin as well, as it is found deep in the bottom of the well that Impa sealed before the events of Ocarina of Time. To further establish Sheikah origin, the tool is also shaped like the Sheikah eye symbol. While Twilight Princess does not feature any confirmed Sheikah, it does feature a character who is implied to be a member of the tribe, Impaz. Impaz is an old woman who resides in the forgotten hidden village and professes that her name is a homage to the town's founder. A sign over the entrance to the hidden village, when translated from Hylian, reads, "Welcome to Old Kakariko," implying that the hidden village may have been the Kakariko village featured in Ocarina of Time. This is supported by a statement made by Impaz, saying that the village was once home to the proud tribe that protected Hylian royalty. The Sheikah tribe is also alluded to by the wooden statue, which resembles the Sheikah eye symbol. Gor Koron mentions that the statue belonged to the tribe that protected the royal family of Hyrule and who dwindled in the prolonged wars. This wooden statue was given to Ilia by Impaz after the woman saved her from monsters. Impaz later gives Link the Ancient Sky Book, a book implied to have been guarded by the Sheikah, intended to be delivered to the messenger to the heavens. Aside from the wooden statue, several signs of the Sheikah eye symbol appear throughout Twilight Princess. These include the many howling stones scattered about Hyrule, which depict the eye symbol as their motif. Curiously, The Sheikah symbol makes an appearance on the back of the robes worn by the imprisoned Princess Zelda at the game's beginning. Madame Fanati, a fortune teller from Hyrule Castle Town, also bears the Sheikah eye on her forehead amongst other tattoos, as well as having the Sheikah exclusive red eyes. Luda, the daughter of Renato, bears a similar symbol on the back of her clothing as well. An eye very similar to the Sheikah eye, but lacking the teardrop, appears on the back of the fused shadow. In Skyward Sword, Sheikah are mentioned to have served the goddess Hylia as her chosen guardians. One member of the Sheikah tribe, Impa, appears as both a young and old woman in the game. She serves as a guardian to the reborn goddess, and protects sacred relics at her bidding, aiding Zelda in her quest to defeat Demise. The familiar eye symbol is tattooed in orange on her forehead, and her left eye is tattooed with the 3 white marks above and a white teardrop below in the form of the same symbol. It should be noted that, despite being likely the purest Sheikah ever met, she still has blonde hair, not white. From this, it is obvious that even though white hair is a common characteristic of Sheikah biology, not every Sheikah to live will have white hair. Despite this, Impa still bears red eyes. She demonstrates powerful magical abilities, while protecting Zelda from Girahim, an intimate knowledge of the goddess's design, and was associated with the goddess before she relinquished her immortal form. In Breath of the Wild, the Sheikah are described as an advanced civilization whose power and wisdom had saved the land of Hyrule multiple times. After the first great calamity though, about 10,000 years ago, their technological power came to be viewed as a threat to the kingdom, and thus put them at odds with the king and the people. Kado mentions that the Sheikah were exiled, and Rensa mentions that they were scattered across the land. Some decided to cast off their technological advances to live normal lives. However, the Yiga clan are a group of Sheikah who have sworn allegiance to the Calamity Ganon and seek to destroy all those who stand against him. Spearheaded by Master Koga, they are devoted to slay Link. Their hideout can be located in Gerudo Highlands through the Karusa Valley. Whilst the Sheikah appear physically similar to previous incarnations, some variations do occur. Many members don't have the distinctive red eyes. The only person who is confirmed to is Impa's older sister, Pura. The average Sheikah exhibits either grey, brown, or blue eyes. Variations in hair colour also occur. Most Sheikah have iconic white hair, including almost all of the Kakariko residents and all of the monks. All Yiga clansmen, however, have what appears to be black hair. It is confirmed that this is indeed their hair, showing diversity does occur within the race. The civilization of the Sheikah is said to have disappeared long ago. However, many remnants of them and their technology still exist in Hyrule, especially within the ancient shrines and Sheikah towers. These house elements of their civilization, most notably the Sheikah eye symbol, their script, and advanced technology. Link awakens within the Shrine of Resurrection, a shrine that not only contains the Sheikah eye symbol, but also the Sheikah slate, a device of Sheikah origin. This device, in turn, can awaken both the shrines and towers. As Link travels across Hyrule, he locates many other shrines where, at the end, he meets their respective ancient Sheikah monks, who bequeath him their spirit orbs once they are reached. The attire of the Sheikah in this game brings a sense of uniformity, with all Sheikah wearing distinct beige, red, and navy blue garb. This clothing was made with the ancient prowess of the Sheikah, so it has practical usage. The clothes are completely waterproof and even ward off lightning. Some also adopt head-mounted umbrellas when going outside to protect from the rain. Both the clothes and umbrellas are only allowed to be worn by Sheikah, so Hylians such as Link or Sagessa cannot purchase or even borrow them. The monks do not wear this, instead opting for simple tan trousers and gold jewellery. Some wear white veils with the Sheikah eye on it over their face, and a handful also have a large hat, very similar to the one worn by Impa, either on their head or on their back. In Tears of the Kingdom, the Sheikah technology that once defined Breath of the Wild has mysteriously disappeared. According to director Hidemaru Fujibayashi, the people of Hyrule saw it vanish after Calamity Ganon's defeat, but no one knows exactly why. So, that's the Sheikah, mysterious as ever. If you're into this kind of stuff, stick around. I've got more Zelda lore coming soonish once I get through my mountain of a backlog, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one.